Hey everybody, welcome to the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gimpy, joined by the one, the only, Chipmunk. I'm already messing up the intro. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's happening, man? Took a week off, bro.
Took a week off, you know. I mean,
Just a couple
week
weeks.
off
Shit
of
adds
the
up.
pod, day job, working every day, you know.
Just living it, dude.
Just living. But,
I've been telling people you've been trying to sabotage our success, so that you're afraid of all the accolades and success we've been getting. So you've been trying to sabotage the pod.
Not at all.
Anybody will stop and listen to me, dude. I'm like, yeah, dude, he's just sabotaging the whole thing. He knows we're about to pop off. We're about to be the biggest hobby dev enthusiast podcast out there in the world. So this guy's doing everything in his power, dude, to sabotage it.
Yeah. No. You know, real life always comes first, you know, and
Dude.
in my day job, there's been a lot in flux that I won't get into too much, but you know, there's a major death that happened, and you know, everyone's kind of picking up the pieces. So, you know,
yeah, man, way to bring the pod down, bro.
That's legitimately what happened.
That's life, bro.
But with that,
we were just talking about this before the shit started. We're like, man, we got maybe figure out when we're going to end this pod, because it's going to need one way or another, man, at some point.
Death
and slowly AI replace each other, dude, so it's just like a slop again, dude.
Slop pod. It's the first of its kind.
I've been able to tell more and more, like when you like hear like that cadence or whatever of like the AI.
Oh, the AI videos on, yeah.
Well, not just like the videos, but like scripts and stuff too, where you're like, oh, this person didn't write this. You can kind of tell.
Yeah. I mean, that's the world we live in, right? Like laziness has been enabled even more by the click of a button, or you don't even have to type to the AIs anymore. You can talk to it, which is just like the craziest thing. So
it's kind of nice. I don't know. It's different. So I was telling somebody we're gonna end up in telerobotics. That's gonna be the future, dude. They had like movie with Bruce Willis where everyone had like surrogates or whatever. Was that it?
Surrogates was wasn't that with Keanu?
I don't know. We could hop into like a robot.
I know
body
I know the comic Surrogates.
I think that's what it's going to be. I think everyone's just going to be in pods working with their VR headsets and gloves and like going to work in the steel mill or mines.
I could see that for. I wouldn't say like surrogates per se, but like
building stuff,
drone
houses,
or robots, like dangerous areas, right? Like
I think just like everything, dude. I think like if you can democratize the labor enough, and like if bandwidth gets good enough for it to be a thing.
Yeah,
I think like, you know, the self-driving cars and everything is just gonna be you with your race wheel, dude. Your Logitech, you're gonna be driving people around on the side, dude. In the, you know, wherever in China, you'll be getting like, you know, paid.
Yeah.
You'll just be going to like the highest ticket items. Like, all right, yeah.
Just the VR headset and a wheel.
We could remake the Italian Job with this, dude.
With AI or with drone technology, is what you're saying?
Yeah, telerobotics, dude. Where it's like everybody, like in the future, everything's like telerobotics, but like, you know, like you have like your driver character who's like in there to do heists and stuff, and they like, you know, hack into like cars across the world, and they're like, all right, we need you for a job, and then they like, you know, put in like a USB stick into a car steering wheel.
You think Mark Wahlberg will give his likeness to it? Wasn't that his movie? It was him, Charlize Theron, Jason, pre-blow up Jason Statham. Like,
I feel that everyone is at some point, dude. Right? Isn't that like weirdly that Actors and Writers Guild have been like the best stationed against like the onslaught of AI in their jobs, because they already had like, you know, a pretty good union for that stuff.
Like there's a. I don't want this discussion to turn into like an AI morality thing, but I
feel like everything is at this point. It's just too hot. It's everywhere.
I think I have mixed feelings about James Earl Jones. Right before he passed, he gave his voice likeness to Disney. You know, so they could continue using the Darth Vader voice, and I assume this is CNN, like that voice too. I don't watch CNN. I don't know if he still does, if like his voice is still used, but you know, that's there. Or any like future Mufasa things, right? Even though Mufasa died in the movie, but he's a ghost
Prequel.
clown. Yeah, right. yeah, that's right. They did do a prequel that I forgot about, but
they could do a future one where it's all ghost clown lions in the sky.
Of the properties, right? It'd be weird to not hear James Earl Jones, right? Like they would probably get someone like Kevin Michael Richardson, who has a very distinctive, deep voice, but it doesn't have the gravitas of James Earl Jones. But so like I get it, but I'm also like kind of weirded out by it too, because you're taking, that's a role that other working actors will never have outside of like physically portray. I guess David Prowse did do that with the physical portrayal, but
and also
voice actors too.
Right off the rip though too, it's like AI definitely also doesn't have the gravitas either. Sure. It doesn't have it, so it's just like a weird like hollow version of the thing, like soulless thing, where it's like I'd rather at least have somebody doing like their best impression or doing like their own take on the thing.
I would prefer an impression as well, but then there's this thing, right? There's this weird thing with we'll use voice acting as
we've seen it in video games all the time for like the Telltale games with like Back to the Future and stuff. They got the Michael J. Fox and Doc Brown.
Those sound alike.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the sound alikes, the Toy Story guys, like Tom Hanks' bro, he does
Tom Hanks' brother. Yeah,
does all his voice. Yeah, I mean, sound alikes are really good. Like when it's one of those things, like good CGI, it's like you don't notice when it's good.
Yeah.
So it happens all over the place, and it's like we just haven't noticed. But yeah, sound alikes have been a thing forever, and they're good.
Yeah, and I can tell you the other controversial things, right? That as I get older and I'm like consuming this media, I'm like, some people are aging out of their roles as well, and there's two big examples, and I understand wanting to, if this person originated this character, right? Their voice, they should be the character. My thought is, what happens when their voice starts to go? In my opinion, at that point, they're kind of no longer that character. I don't want to force anyone out of a job, though, but we'll use The Simpsons as an example. Marge's voice is going. Even Lisa's voice goes in and out. Bart's voice is starting to go as well. The only cast member on The Simpsons right now who's still solid is Dan Castellaneta as Homer and the various other characters he does, but most famously Homer. Should the Simpsons cast be replaced with sound-alikes if the show continues on? The show's been on as long as I've been alive. Like when you have when you're getting to 40 years, also 40 years of Simpsons, right? Like, should that same voice cast still be doing the voices if their voice is going? Because I feel we're like accepting it because no one's spoken up, and it's weird, right? Because if I was in that position, I wouldn't want to lose my job because of something I can't help of my voice going. So but as a fan, it's also hurting me.
It is weird, and it's like one of those things. It's like you said, it's because we've been along the journey or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like one of those things. Like if you run into somebody you haven't seen in forever, and you're like, "Dang, you look so different." You look old, or you lost a lot of weight. It's like, but if you're like along the journey with them, like you didn't even notice like that type of thing.
Yeah.
If you go like the early episodes and then like more recent, you're like, "Ooh, this is kind of rough. What happened?"
Yeah, there's the other thing too, like X-Men '97, right? Famously came back, 20 years later, and Cal Dodd is the Wolverine in my head. That's the voice I hear when I read comics. Even when I look at Hugh Jackman, I don't hear Hugh Jackman's voice at first. Before he starts talking, right, I hear Cal Dodd as Wolverine. And in X-Men '97, he sounds like what he is, an old man, and Rogue, Lenore Zahn, also lost the same tonal voice of Rogue from the actual 90s series. She also sounds, like what she is, an older woman, which I don't think the voice acting is bad. It's just when you grew up with these characters, you expect them to sound like the characters. And before X-Men '97 came out, there was like a giant glut of YouTube videos of people going, okay, if they don't get the new voice actors back, let's this is my take, right? And they had really good YouTubers who are trying to get into voice acting, or voice actors who are just doing YouTube to showcase their work, of Rogue, of Wolverine, and we have the original voice actor for Cyclops passed away, so we have a new Cyclops, and he sounds fantastic. This isn't unheard of though, because Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes, Disney, Mickey Mouse, they've had different voice actors throughout that were sound-alikes. I think the current Bugs Bunny is fantastic. So I mean, it's been done. I think it's per property, but how do you feel about that? Yeah.
The more you go on, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck them. I'm done. Like, I think, like, just let the people, hire some young people, hire somebody different, dude. Hire somebody with, like, a new take. I'm sick of this shit, dude. Like, we keep on regurgitating the same media from, like, the last 50 years over and over again, dude. It's like, get some young people in there, get some different ideas. Like, just, do we really need to remake, X-Men? Do we really need to pull back poor Robert Downey Jr., like, was he, like, 70 now? To, like, to be Dr. Doom again, dude? Like, let the man just enjoy his money, dude.
Doom, so.
Yeah, dude. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do, but I disagree. I like
let him do Dr. Doolittle 3 or whatever, dude. Like, let him be.
Dude,
you're part of the problem. You're like, oh, Robert Downey Jr., take my money. I know, like, you're talking about, like, growing out of it, like, aging out of roles and stuff, too. I'm looking at, like, the Spider-Man. I just watched that movie the other day, and I'm like, this is, I thought it was okay overall. Just okay. Like, I was like, I don't see what any of this, like, I don't know, I felt like 3 movies mashed together, and I'm just like, you talk about, like, nostalgia baiting and all stuff, and it's like trying to, like, show the passage of time. It's like, all right, 5 years have gone by, and it's like, he's just kind of like a weird, creepy stalker, like, out of context, where it's like these people don't know him, and he's, like, been, like, watching, his old buddies' lives from afar or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, it didn't do, like, a good showing of time passing or growing apart from, like, friends. And I think that's a larger metaphor for this, where it's like, at some point, everyone's just like a weird stalker of nostalgia, fantasizing about this stuff, dude, just or whatever.
You're ostensibly wrong. That Spider-Man movie was perfect. It was exactly how Peter Parker should be. It was
mid as hell, dude.
It was, no, you
know it, dude. You're just such a huge Spider-Man fanboy. You can't see it, dude. You're too deep.
No. It was the first portrayal of Tom Holland's Spider-Man that was pitch perfect. Peter Parker, pitch perfect Spider-Man, and the characterization of Peter and what not only being a hero means to him, but being a good person that, in this universe, Aunt May kind of like instilled in him, and not Uncle Ben, because they, got rid of, they chose to go in a different direction from that. But from what it was, what he meant to the city, what, how much of himself he gives up to be a hero, was pitch perfect. Yeah, you're people say opinions aren't wrong, they're yours. No, you're incorrect on this, and wildly so. Spider-Man Brand New Day was chef's kiss. It was
I thought that was okay. There's nothing great about it for me. I was just like, this is kind of mid. I didn't take
you breaks watching it. I was just like, you haven't liked anything in the past like 5-7 years, dude. I just don't think you like media any longer.
Yeah, it's all kind of bad. I don't know. It's all kind of it's all kind of rehashing the same stuff. It's bringing back the same stuff. They're like, oh, let's make He-Man, dude. Everyone's looking forward to this cartoon from 50 years ago. Nobody gives a shit about like this. They're like, oh, what are they going to bring it back next, dude? You tell me. I haven't been paying attention to any of this stuff, dude. It's
and that's part of the problem.
Yeah, because I don't care. Like, I can care less. Like, I have no fanaticism towards any of this stuff. I'm not like a diehard fan. I don't have like a bunch of like, Funko Pops or whatever, dude. Just chilling, dude. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just write good stories. That's where I'm at. Write good characters. Give new actors a shot. Like, I'm sick of.
And that's happening too. The whole new X-Men cast.
Yeah, dude. We got like. I think it'd be like like with the back rooms or the movie Obsession or like
that too. Cory Barker was a YouTuber that blew up.
The Iron Lung.
Yep, with Markiplier.
Yeah. this young guy, was he like 37? But at least like something.
Hollywood standards, yeah.
Yeah, they used to bring in young
so I mean,
folks.
That's happening all the time. But I mean,
I'm more interested in that stuff overall than
have you seen any of
pop
those movies?
culture media. No, they're all too scary for me. I don't like scary stuff. You know me.
Obsession was my favorite movie of the year. So
I know of them, and I like respect and appreciate them. I'm like, nice, but I barely watch anything. I just got to barely watch the Spider-Man movies. So. I've been reading books. That's why I set up audio bookshelf like on my home server. So I've been doing that. I was reading This Is How You Win the Time War. I don't know, people are hyping this up online, dude. It's very verbose, dude. It's thick, dude. It got some thick prose going on where it's like, So this is like some writers who love the written word and love to hear themselves spew and pontificate on the words. But it's like, I don't know. People say go in blind. I would still recommend that to other people. Would I recommend this book to anybody? No.
so let me ask you. Maybe. Let me ask you this, going back to the topic at hand.
It's only 200 pages. You probably knock it out in a day or two.
No, 200 pages is super easy. But
it's very very thick though.
Aging out, replacing a voice cast. Would you do it? And if we go back into video games, it's done quite a bit as well, because we've had remakes, rehashes, new voice actors done, and I think Sonic has had many voices over the years. Mario just recently changed voice actors, and I think the new person for Mario is doing a fantastic job. Charles Martinet couldn't do it forever, and I understand that. So he aged out of the role. The way Nintendo did it was scummy. But I do think that there should be some sort of timeline for these characters to make the story to work. There are some characters who I can't see.
A rehash or a reboot or something.
Yeah. There are some characters who I can't see having a different voice, right? You need a sound-alike if the main voice actor can't do. Like Master Chief, right? Steve Downes' voice, that's the voice. Cortana, even that's the voice. Things like that. So my thought for you, Kratos has had different voice actors, and now they're doing the God of War 1, 2, 3 remake when they brought back T.C. Carson, the original voice actor for Kratos. So what's your thoughts on the gaming space, and we'll even go to movies and like animated features and things like that with different voice actors? Do you think aging out's a thing? Do you think it's per property, or how do you feel about that? Let's say you were a voice actor, you voiced a character for, let's say, 30 years, and your voice is going, but you still want that paycheck and you're still that character. What's your thought? Do you understand it? Do you wish let's hear that.
I think and I don't know, I've been deep into some anime culture or movies and stuff, and like sometimes they'll do stunt casting where they'll pull in like a celebrity to like voice like a some property, some IP, and it's just a really bad mismatch, and like everyone hates it. And like everyone blames like the weird celebrity like guest voice that they got for that, but it's not just that person. Like I think it needs to come down to like the director, the people in creative that are like the executive producer, the writers. Like it needs to be like a group decision on like sitting in and listening to this. Like, it comes down to like the people in the studio like to do those fill-ins where it's like you just do line reads to have like placeholders while you do the animations and stuff before like you hire like the actors. So I think like you can have people set a tone for what you're going for, and then you cast, like anything else. Like I think it should be open casting, even if like you've already done the job before. You should win that position ideally, again. And there will be fan backlash, and if it's not good, like you're gonna have to like probably recast and spend a lot of money just go rolling back and do it with like the person who was already there, and like maybe their voice is going, it's not as good, but like it's what people want. It's like a warm blanket, dude. Like that's what people really want. Like especially if it's like a character that like Cortana or Master Chief or somebody who you've spent like 20 plus years almost with on these adventures, and you're like, oh, why are you gonna like switch it up now? It's weird. It's much like the AI slop and everything else. It's like this weird uncanny valley of. You see it with like de-aging as well too, with like the digital de-aging of like actors and stuff. You're like, oh, this is weird and gross.
The Robert De Niro and The Irishman just
it still looks like an old man.
Yeah,
it looks weird. weird.
Good movie, just weird de-aging, especially in that scene where he's an old man. But
Yeah.
So I think you as an actor, voice actor, right? I think if you do such a bang up job where you're associated with that character and you become 1A, I don't have a problem with that, right? Like the Batman of our generation is Kevin Conroy, right? So he's the voice of Batman the Animated Series, New Batman Adventures, Justice League Unlimited, the Batman Arkham series, and when they started doing the DC animated movies as well, he still had to go for the role, right? And he wanted out more often than not. But there were properties where they've done a younger Bruce, where different people have had it, like Jensen Ackles and other and things like that. So I think that you can be the guy, but the different properties with this featuring the same character, I think for me it's okay to look for a different voice actor or actor for that matter. But
it's kind of like in like a movie when they have like a flash forward or flash behind, where it's like the younger version of that. You don't expect like the actor to like dress up like a little schoolboy or something, but it's like still like a some 30-year-old dude. Like going around like a bunch of little kids or something, or like the flash forward where it's like they're like supposed to be 80 years old and it's just them with like a weird wig and a prosthetic or something. It's like cast people who can do that. And it is weird too with like these timeless animated features or like CGI or even like video games where it's like the character doesn't age ever, or like it can go like the same type of thing where it can go forward or backwards in time. Where it's
if the character doesn't age, then he should probably have the same voice, right? Or at least a sound alike, like Bugs Bunny, right? Mickey Mouse.
You would. I don't know. And then me just being me, I would just pay them like their normal like daily rate, like the iconic person to come in and do the lines anyway, just to have them for reference. And have like respect for them, like personally, I'd be like, hey man, we can't offer you a lot of money, but like if you take like your daily and just come in and just have respect for you, and like you don't have to wear out your voice or anything, but like we'd love to have you here as just part of the project, and maybe even like help like assistant direct like the new voice actor and give them some pointers, but that's me. And
some people will find that to be a slap in the face. You're training your replacement, right?
Like, you are, but like it's, you would hope like if they love the character and like you treat people with respect and like dignity, like hopefully they will come back. But like these are heartless corporate machines. Like a lot of people, like we said, they're finding out they are getting replaced via Twitter or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, they didn't even ask me to come in and do this voice, or I didn't even know that this was a thing or a project. Like my manager wasn't even contacted. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like. I hope they do a good job. Like they still try to be professional about it.
So I mean,
it's a heartless machine, so it cares not. And there's so many different machines out there too. So
I think one of the most interesting voice acting cases in the industry. There's two. The original voice actor in the original dub of Dragon Ball Z, right, or Dragon Ball. It's been the same woman this entire time, who does like the tiny Goku voice, and that he's maintained the same voice throughout because of the culture, right? Like that same voice actor just has them for life unless they choose to step down. So I mean, there's that, and then there's someone and she's managed to maintain that same vocal tone throughout the character's history, which is awesome, right? Not everyone can do that, but she's clearly taking care of her voice. The other thing I'd like to point out is a couple of voice actors who I thought did great, and they were probably celebrity stunt casting at the time, but they've proven that they've respected the craft and they've respected the property. Haley Joel Osment as Sora, right? Like, could you hear another voice actor as Sora yourself? Have you played the Kingdom Hearts games? Or like looked into
it? Never.
Okay.
I always thought those were for little kids, man.
Okay.
Disney characters, but everybody I know played them and loved them.
I think, and I'm not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, so I may be talking out of turn here, but from what I've played the first one, obviously.
Speak for all Kingdom Hearts fans out there. Did you speak for the fandom
on 2 and 3? But Haley Joel Osment, I felt like he aged with the character, and it worked for me. I also like for Spyro, right? They got Elijah Wood to do his voice in the PS2 era trilogy, which those games weren't very good, and they kind of unceremoniously got rid of the original voice actor, who's now back for the new Spyro, which is great. But I personally thought Elijah Wood did a good job. He clearly had reverence for the character and treated it with respect. It wasn't a paycheck
kind
for
of
him.
like Skylanders or something. You're replacing like the little.
No, he got
toys.
replaced after that. The Skylanders was a different voice actor.
Right.
And the Skylanders
Spyro in that?
It's like his world. It's dumb, but but yeah. So I don't. You're right. I don't think there's an answer, but I think I think you touched on like probably the point here. Each thing's different, and treat it with respect to the person, people working on it, and also the fans.
The fans, right?
Yeah. So
I know.
Maybe there is no answer, but in the world of
it seems like they're just pushing more and more of like just cheap and easy.
Yeah.
With like the AI stuff, and it's getting better. So that's something at least. Like
I don't
maybe
think
it won't be as sloppy anymore.
I don't think AI getting better is a good thing for voice.
I didn't say it was a good thing, but like I'm saying, like at least it won't be as bad. And it seems like no matter what, they're like gonna force it down your gullet anyway. So it's like, do you want like a tasteless slop, or do you want like flavored slop?
With your dollar, man. You decide with your dollar. So
artificially flavored slop.
There's a couple of things.
Zero nutrients.
And it's funny because it's both like stealth action games, but Metal Gear Solid, replacing getting Kiefer Sutherland in for the original voice actor, Splinter Cell getting rid of Michael Ironside and getting a new voice actor. But yes, it was a younger Sam Fisher, but like no one asked for it. It was just things where it was done without respect to the fans and was done without respect to like the people working on it. So I think that's there. I mean, and for the games in question, did it work better for that character? Because Kiefer Sutherland was going to be a middle-aged big boss at that point, but Snake was the clone, and that voice is probably it should have been the same. Because
you're starting to get into Metal Gear lore, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You're starting to become Metal.
I think it's a touchy subject. That's why like games that I will be working on and creating will most likely have text for that. If I do ever do voice acting, it'll probably if I couldn't find somebody, it'll probably be me doing like the the vocal placeholders and stuff. So we'll see.
It's true. It's damn true.
And do we know what?
Have you been playing any video games or anything like that? Even watching movies?
Mostly working on Start Busters and
Pig Squeal. How's that been going?
It's been going really well. We're continually working on it. It's in a state of we're doing a lot of polish, a lot of finalization, and final asset creation. So it's in that like last 90%, which if my cohorts do read this, they're probably like, man, we were at 30%, but we all judge it differently. But we're working on it.
Takes as long as the first 90.
Yeah, we're working on it, daily, meeting weekly, just getting it going. Pig Squeal, I definitely slowed down on post my trip to Texas, but I've started hammering down stuff for that, so that's still moving as well. Yeah, man, I'm having fun. It's just carving time out to do it. So, trying to keep at it. But yeah. Thanks for asking on that. And that's funny. Speaking of voice acting, because Sir Solace did the voice acting for Start Busters, and he's listening to his old recordings. He's like, I can't believe that's me, and also I'm not sure if he likes it or not. But
aged out, dude.
I've come to associate his voice with that character, So we'll see how it goes throughout. I just thought this was an interesting topic to get someone else's opinion on. So appreciate it.
Sure. All right, you got any voice roles for me in Starbusters, dude?
We'll see how it goes, man. All right, man. Let's end it here.
Press the A key to like.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next time. We out. I'm Mr. Gimpy.
Chipmunk.
Take it easy.
Peace.